And we say good morning to you. We're broadcasting live on the road today. We're here at the Jeweler's Bench, the only full-time, full-service jewelry store in Elizabeth and Carter County. And you have 68 days to Christmas Eve, so Sherry's going to be talking about the obvious. Come in and lay some things away while the pickings are good, because the closer you get, of course, the inventory will get picked over, and in some cases they can't replenish it because it'll be too close to Christmas, and in some cases, some of the factories or the places they purchase the jewelry won't be able to get it back in time because they just can't. So we'll be talking about that 68 days out from Christmas Eve, and also, of course, we have Veterans Day coming up. Chance for you to give some kind of a nice piece of jewelry of your choice to a veteran, or birthday, anniversary, whatever the case may be, engagement, whatever's on your radar. You can come here and get it at the Jeweler's Bench, and we'll be talking to Sherry about that. Also going to be joined by Greg Sire talking Major League Baseball. The Rangers, as you know by now, up 2-0 in the best of 7. And the numbers, percentage-wise, certainly lean towards the Rangers winning this. Phillies won last night. Well, we told you yesterday Bryce Harper's birthday. Well, he just went out and promptly hit a home run on his birthday. So the Phillies win, and so we'll talk about those two games, obviously. College football, college basketball, top 25 is out. New number one team in the country preseason. We'll tell you about that. High school football, high school volleyball state tournament today. 3 teams involved. South Green, Westridge, and Volunteer are playing in the state volleyball tournament. So we'll tell you all about that. So lots going on. NASCAR moving into Homestead this weekend with Kyle Larson, kind of the hottest driver out there right now. We'll talk about that, some NASCAR news. So we're going to be joined by Ryan Presnell coming up here in a little while. Coach P's going to talk about, his kid, as he calls him, Evan Carter. And so that's what's going on with him. And, of course, Greg will be along talking about baseball in general. And then also Eddie Morrell come by in a little while, talk a little, get his take on some things in the world of sports, as Coach Morrell's just he's a funny guy. Birthdays today. On this Tuesday, October the 17th, happy birthday to Atlanta Braves manager Brian Snitker. He is 68. One of the all-time greats. Saw him in concert last summer in Knoxville. Alan Jackson having a birthday today. 65. I'm not sure he's still touring. He's got by his own admission, a neurological disease where he can't do it like he used to do as far as walking. And, even when we saw him in concert down in Knoxville last summer, he was walking pretty peg-legged, I guess, for lack of a better term. So, unfortunately, he's got something going on. But he's having a birthday today. He is 65. And also, if you're in the golfing world, Ernie Els having a birthday. He is 54 today. Those are the birthdays again here on this Tuesday, October the 17th. Again, the countdown to Christmas. We are at 68 days. It's unbelievable. 68 days till Christmas Eve for you to 68 days to shop. So we'll give you the verse today, and also we'll jump in here and take a look at some, take a look at Major League Baseball right out of the chute. We'll do that. But first, here is the national anthem, and the lady to do it would be, if I can find her. Hello, where are you? It jumped on me. There you go. No, let's do Daniel McCauley. We did Loretta yesterday, so here's Daniel McCauley with his national anthem on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
By the dawn's early light, what so
John, are you happy?
proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in there, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And we're back again at the Jeweler's Bench. Of course, they have the Pandora bracelets and all the different Pandora jewelry you can get, including right there is the Disney Pandora. And Sherry's putting together a little show and tell for us to take a look at here in just a few minutes. So we're always excited about that. Again, 68 days we do some shopping here. Watches, watch bands. You've got the Naked Bee product line. You've got the little animals that you put in the microwave to heat up and sleep with them, of course, for kids, but also really, I think it's also designed to a point for senior citizens as well. And so, and for anybody for that matter. Anyway, they've got those. We'll let you tell you about those coming up. And, of course, we've got case after case of jewelry in here. John's your expert in jewelry repair here in the Tri-Cities. So it really is your one-stop shop for anything you need in the jewelry line right here again. And as John has said many times, John being the owner of the shop, he and Sherry, that at least 20, even probably 20 to 30% cheaper than anywhere else when you come get your jewelry from right here at the Jeweler's Bench. All right, the defending champion, the Houston Astros, in trouble. They're down 0-2 now, losing yesterday 5-4 to Evan Carter and the Rangers. And so Texas scored 4 first-inning runs and got out to a 5-1 lead and held on for a 1-run victory. Framber Valdez, the starter for the Astros, struggled again in another start in less than 3 innings of work, didn't get it done. Valdez exited having allowed 5 runs on 7 hits and 2 2/3. Not a good start for Dusty Baker's starter, Framber Valdez. 4 of the 5 runs were earned, by the way, so that's even more problematic for the Astros starter. Valdez's 4th playoff start in which he failed to make it out of the 3rd inning. Not good, obviously. Rangers now are 7-0 in the playoffs. Even more remarkable streak than it sounds when considering only one of those games been at home. They've won 7 in a row, 6 on the road. They are tied for the 2000. Well, there's actually 4 teams they're tied with. The record is the 2014 Royals, who won 8 straight wins to begin the postseason. So the Rangers traveling today in Texas tomorrow on their home field. Alvarez, 6 home runs in 6 playoff games this season, ties Giancarlo Stanton for the most home runs the players hit in the postseason through 6 games. So he went deep yesterday to make it close, but again, the Rangers hang on to win it. The Astros don't play well at home. It's very simple, and so they're probably going to be glad to go out on the road after going 39-42 in the regular season at home. The Astros are now 1-3 at home in the playoffs, so they don't do well in Minute Maid Park. They were 51-30 on the road in the regular season and 2-0 when they went to Minnesota for the American League Divisional Series. So they're going to probably I know it sounds crazy, but they're probably going to be ready to go. It's like, get us out of Houston. Let's get us across the state to Arlington for the Rangers field, which is where they're going. Arlington's Globe Life Park, Game 3 tomorrow. Astros need to win 4 out of the 5 the rest of the way to avoid elimination. Teams taking a 2-0 lead in the LCS and Major League Baseball history have gone 31-0. Lead are 13-1, so the numbers very much skew towards the Rangers. Looks like it should be Christian Javier for the Astros and Max Scherzer for the Rangers tomorrow in Game 3. We'll talk more about that when Greg gets here, our baseball guru. That is the first game. The second game yesterday, or in this case last night, the Phillies 5-3 win. Hello to, by the way, Jordan Mitchell and Pete and Crystal Slagle and Junior Campbell, Reba Whitehead. Thank you, kids, for being with us. We're live here at the Jeweler's Bench. So the Phillies powered their way 5-3 last night over the Diamondbacks in Game 1 of that best of 7. The reigning National League champs got 3 early home runs from Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, the birthday boy, and Nick Castellanos. And so for the first time in his career, the ace of the staff of the Diamondbacks, Zach Gallen, allowed 3 home runs in the first 2 innings of a start. First time ever. On the other side, Philly starter Zach Wheeler turned in yet another strong postseason outing for the Philly starter. So that puts the Phillies 3 wins away from returning to the World Series for a second straight year. Diamondbacks have been 5-0 this postseason prior to the loss last night in Game 1. Now, first pitch of the game. How about that? Does that not set the table? The first pitch of the ball game, Kyle Schwarber has a home run on a first pitch fastball to start it, shot it out of there, 1-0 Phillies, kind of set the tone for the evening. Schwarber is his 4th postseason leadoff home run. It is a record in Major League Baseball. His 16th career home run in 59 career playoff games. So the Phillies are out of the chute, obviously in a big-time way, winning last night. And let's see, Castellanos joining Hall of Famer Reggie Jackson, Mr. October, as the only players to hit 5 home runs in a span of 3 postseason games. So there you go. Pretty impressive start for the Phillies last night. Game 2, the Diamondbacks got to win this one, so it'll become a best-of-5 series. and get home field advantage away from the Phillies. But we'll see. Tonight, Philly puts right-hander Merrill Kelly. The Phillies pit right-hander Merrill Kelly of the Diamondbacks against the Phillies co-ace Aaron Nola. So the win last night for the Phillies are now 27-11 in postseason playoff 27-11 in playoff games at Citizens Bank Park, and 5-0 at home this postseason. That was, of course, for the Braves. And so the Phillies, they're red hot. They'll play again Game 2 tonight. Again, the American League is off tonight traveling, and they'll pick back up Game 3, as we said, coming up tomorrow in Arlington, Texas. We are live here again at the Jewelers Bench. Sherry's going to be with us here in just a few minutes to tell us what's going on. Happy birthday to Alan Jackson. What is your favorite Alan Jackson song? I mean, this guy is, well, I guess George Strait fans would argue this point, but I think Alan Jackson probably is country music right now. I think George Jones and him and George Strait would probably be three you'd want to throw in there together, lump them together. So what's your favorite Alan Jackson song on his birthday? He's 65 years old today. And so, gosh, I got a bunch of them, but I know the last night of the ball game I played Chattahoochee, got everybody clapping and going on. So let's see what's this say? It says, what does it say? Let's get that out of the way. What was the reasoning behind Cater not? I have no clue. That's a good question. I'm not sure. I guess he just didn't feel like he was ready. So, and beyond that, I couldn't tell you. So I don't think there's an injury per se. I just think they weren't ready to get him going. But tonight you got Aaron Nolan against Merrill Kelly. So pretty good matchup. And again, the Rangers go back home, I should say, 2-0 in the best of 7, playing Game 3 tomorrow night. All right, top 25 college basketball. The polls are out. Preseason, who is the number 1 team in the land? It would be the Jayhawks of Kansas with 46 first-place votes. Number 2 is Duke. Number 3, Purdue. Number 4, Michigan State. Number 5, preseason Marquette. Number 6, UConn. Number 7, Houston. The Creighton Blue Jays are at number 8. The Tennessee Volunteers preseason, number 9 of the country men's basketball. And rounding out the top 10 will be Florida Atlantic. Then comes Gonzaga, Arizona, Miami of Florida, Arkansas, Texas A&M 15th, Kentucky, the Wildcats of John Calipari preseason number 16. Wow. San Diego State 17, Texas 18, North Carolina number 19 in the country preseason. And rounding out the top 20 will be the Baylor Bears. Then comes Southern Cal, Villanova, St. Mary's, Alabama, and the Fighting Illini of Illinois, your final team, the 25th team, the preseason men's basketball poll. In Kansas, number 1, Tennessee at number 9, Kentucky at number 16, North Carolina number 19, some of the traditional basketball powers. But the Kansas Jayhawks with 46 first-place votes are the number 1 team preseason in all of college basketball. So, interesting. Quick break. We'll be right back. She's going to join us coming up here at the bottom of the hour. She is putting together her show and tell, busily putting it together. That's good because we're at the Jewelers Bench. It's time to do show and tell because it is here. Whether you want it to be or not, people say, don't tell me about Christmas. Most stores have stuff out, so we can't sweep it under the carpet. It is Christmas right around the corner. Yes, it's Halloween season, then it's Thanksgiving, yes, but obviously for your benefit, from a jewelry standpoint, you would want to come in here and lay it away or purchase it now while the pickings are good. Because she'll tell you here in a minute she gets on here that it'll go quick, and sometimes they can't replenish once, you come in and say, I'll come back in 2 or 3 weeks and get it. It's not here because the obvious reason it is gone. So anyway, quick break. We'll be right back right after this from the Eagle Center. You're watching show number 1947 of the Tom Douglas Sports Show, on our way to 2,000. What are we, 53 shows out? Yeah, right? Yeah. 53 shows out from 2,000. Kerry Taylor and Emmy Morgenstern going to put together a big hoorah, so we're excited about that. Back after this, she's in the house, La Queen of Jewelry, next on the... That was really, yeah. We'll be right back after this.
We have an all-orange window, everything you can think of, balls, books, glasses, plaques, trophies, stuffed animals, flags, you name it, everything Tennessee orange.
It's there in the window, called a Vols window, and the obvious, a lot of fall stuff coming in. Tell me about it.
Lots of fall stuff, lots of fabric pumpkins, ceramic pumpkins. We got fall flags. We've got fall tea towels, fall tablecloths and linens. We've got some skeletons and mummies and ghosts, a little bit of everything.
So tell folks about the Eagle Center. Tell us where it's at and what it's all about.
Eagle Center is downtown Elizabethton. And we're open on Monday through Saturday from 10 to 5. We have antiques, of course, home decor, collectibles, books, lamps, handmade jewelry. We have art. We have just a little bit of everything to decorate your home, have parties, whatever your needs are, we have them.
Social media?
We have social media on Facebook, the Eagle Center Facebook page, and of course we have great advertisement with the Tom Taylor Show.
Thank you very much. One of our great sponsors, Cyclone Football, the Tom Bailey Sports Show, the Eagle Center in downtown Elizabethton. 3 or 4 weeks, just they got to come in, sign up, and just give them a gift card as a giveaway.
Sure, whatever. That's fine.
You sure?
Yeah, okay.
What would be 50, 75? What do you want to do? 100, 50, 75? You call it. You're so sweet to me. I don't care what John says. Well, you are. All right, here we go. Let me hit one more here. Let me stick in let's do a caramel milkshake from the chicken coop. Here, get that up. Here, put that right. Yeah, probably, because I'm going to crack you up, too. Okay, let's do honey pimento real quick.
Hey, I'm Elizabeth, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is the collab of flavors. The sweet honey, the pickled jalapeno peppers, and the creamy pimento cheese. It is a perfect bite.
Hey y'all, this is Ronte, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is the richness of the pimento cheese. When I took a first bite, I was like, go,
Howdy,
go
partner.
cheese, go pimento, go honey, go chicken, go get it.
Eyes ready. Here we go. You like Alan Jackson? Do you know any of his songs? No, we won't go there then.
If I heard them, I would know them.
Okay.
But, I mean,
Got you.
I'm not a...
Back on the Tom Bailey Sports Show. She's here. Why would she not be? It's her store. That's kind of a stupid thing to say. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Tom?
Good.
Good.
I'm glad to be here. Love coming over here and hanging with you and John and Miss Ann. So, and we are, am I right? 68 days. Now's the time to, we say this tongue in cheek. Nobody wants to concede it's Christmas, but it's getting close. So why would you not come down here and order and get it right now? Would you not?
You should.
You should, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you do run out. We've been through this before. We've been together, what, 2 years, 3 years? 3, 2? So every Christmas we come in here on the December show and she'll say, you better come get it because once it's gone, it's gone. And, you come in and say, well, I'll be back. And then you come back and it's sold out and you can't get it because some of the places shut down for the holidays for their employees. So
That, and they just sell out of their product.
Yeah.
Can't get it back
Yeah.
in time.
yeah. So anyway, we're going to do a show and tell here. We're going to, again, hit this magic button. We're doing this first. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to do this, and we're going to take a break and do a watch, and we'll take a break and do a pearls, and so we're about to do 2 or 3 here. So here we go. Let's hit the magic button. We're talking to our buddy Sherry Holtzclaw, the owner of the Jewelers Bench, one of our proud sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We do show and tell, so here we go. You want to start? Just go down through here, take them out, or just leave them?
You can just leave them. I was just going to do a range on these.
Okay.
So, for Christmas, this is one of the number one items for Christmas is diamond stud earrings. You can never go wrong. All these are in white gold, but we can also get them in yellow gold. And on this tray, it goes from like a 1/4 carat down to 1.67 carat total weight. And price-wise, you're looking from $399 to $4,599.
Yep. So whatever you need to take care of that, there it is. It runs from $399 to $4,500. So whatever you need, it's right here at the Jewelers Bench. And these are the diamond stud earrings, and these are big sellers of Christmas, aren't they?
Oh, yes, always. Yep.
Hot sellers. All right, let's
Everybody needs a pair of diamond studs.
There you go. Number 2 would go. Let's go with that right there. Good. So let's.
Okay, so this is a sterling silver CZ bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
You can get the diamond look with the CZs for $299.
Go.
It's a pretty good deal.
Absolutely.
And then I'm going to show you This is
Whoa.
a 4-carat
Whoa.
diamond tennis bracelet.
That'd get her attention.
Yeah, and that one's about $5,400.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go anywhere in between, 1 carat all the way up to 10 carats or whatever you want.
Mm-hmm. Again, don't let the camera on the computer, make a decision before you come in and see it for yourself. It's always prettier in person. So,
Always.
all right, let's do one more here. So
let's do something for a man.
there we go.
So I just got this in, real pretty. It is a 10-carat yellow gold men's ring with 1/2 carat of diamonds and a cross in the center, and it's $1,399.
All this available again here at the Jewelers Bench in Elizabethton. Hours are open.
Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6, and then towards holiday or Saturdays, they're going to go back to 9:30 to 4.
And how do we find you on social media?
Facebook and Instagram, and then website is jewelersbenchtn.com.
One of our great sponsors, the Tom Douglas Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, right here at the Jewelers Bench in Elizabethton. All right, there's one. All right, we'll reload into another one. Coach Presnell joins us coming up here to talk about the man, number 32. He is the buzz, not only in Elizabethton, but in the Tri-Cities. And he coached him, and we know him. He's a great kid. I say kid, great young man. We're talking about Evan Carter. He's going to talk about that and baseball coming up here in a few minutes. All right, you ready to go for the next one?
Sure.
You hit the magic button, so here we go. Talking to our buddy Sherry Holtzclaw, one of our great sponsors, again, of the Tom Douglas Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. Here we go. Tis the season, folks. And so layaway is a good time to come do this again at the Jewelers Bench. And tell us about this, would you please?
So this is pearls, freshwater, and I've got white gold clasp and a yellow gold clasp. Those are $345. Again, always a great gift for Christmas.
Absolutely. All right.
Everybody needs a set of pearls too.
Yep. All right.
And then I love the Tahitian pearl stud earrings. Those are $349.
Go show you a little closer on those. Please come in and see them for yourself. They're always prettier in person. All right.
And then this is a cute little pair of baguette and silver diamond earrings. And those are $109.
Go. Available here at the Jewelers Bench in Elizabethton. Okay.
This is a new item I just got in. It is a white gold diamond necklace. And I think that one's $479.
$479 for that one right there.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. So got a lot of numbers over there. So
Yeah.
still a couple of more here.
This is a sterling silver
that's
and
pretty.
ruby bracelet.
Beautiful.
I like it. And it is $119.
119. Yep. There you go. Lots of price ranges, lots of different things, and varieties for you to choose from.
And this is for your December birthstone babies. So this is a new item too. It's $589, 14 karat yellow gold.
Awesome. All right, let's do one more. So this is where I buy all my jewelry here: rings, bracelets,
So again, let's
crosses,
do something for the men.
watches. That's where I come. Only place I come. All right, last thing is the Citizens watch.
Yeah, this is a diver's watch, and I just got it in, and it's $375.
$375 right here again. There you see it. ProMaster Citizens watch here at the Jewelers Bench. Hours are open.
We're open Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6, and then Saturdays starting November will be 9:30 to 4.
Tell us about your layaway policy.
Layaway, as long as you're coming in and making a payment on it, we're pretty lenient. So if you're making that monthly payment, you can leave it in as long as you need to.
And on social media, how do we find the Jewelers Bench?
Facebook and Instagram,
And the magic phone number is?
423-542-5600.
My buddy, Jerry Holtzclaw, and the folks right here at the Jewelers Bench in Elizabeth, and proud sponsor of the Cyclones and the Tom Douglas Sports Show. There you go. So we've done two. So
Yeah,
you'll come back and do some more, I reckon, won't you? You want to do one more?
I will. Yep.
You want to do one more while you're here? While you're on the roll? So Coach P's coming up next, and then we've got Greg Sire, then later on Eddie Morrell's going to join us. So here we go. Let's hit this magic button again. We're here live at the Jewelers Bench, broadcasting live. We'll talk Major League Baseball coming up next. And so, hello to Carisha McNeil. Hello, young lady. How are you? Better look over and see who all's watching. And Patty Simmerly, Junior Campbell, Reba Whitehead. Thank you, kids, very much. And here we go. We're talking to our buddy again, Cherry Holtzclaw, the owner again of the Jewelers Bench, the only full-time, full-service jewelry store in Elizabethton and Carter County, serving all across the Tri-Cities and all across the country, quite frankly, because she can ship things to you. And so here we go. Tell me about this one, would you please?
So this is a new item. It's a 10-carat men's ring with black onyx, and it's $839.
Okay, there's that one. All right.
And then here we have another new item we just got in. It is 14-carat yellow gold, or maybe that's 10-carat yellow gold. Yeah, sorry, 10-carat yellow gold with a carat worth of diamonds for $2,300.
Please don't let this camera be your decisive decision on this. Come in here and see it for yourself. It's always prettier in person.
And here's a wedding set. December's always a good time to get engaged too. This is a white gold wedding set with band. Mm-hmm. It's got a quarter carat of diamonds, and it's $989.
Awesome. Okay.
And then we have a 10-carat yellow gold opal and diamond ring.
Okay, there's that one. Oh, that is pretty.
Yeah.
It is really pretty.
It's also a new item for $589.
Wow. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Ladies love that. Love that. Can't go wrong with that, guys. And
then we'll do those again.
There's the diamond studs one more time. They start at the top at what size?
Those go from a quarter carat to 1.67 carat. So, and the price on those range anywhere from $399 to $4,500.
There you go. So what you need is right here. Whatever price it is, it can go either way. So tell us about the layaway policy.
So layaway, as long as you're making payments, we'll give you as long as you need, as long as you're paying that monthly payment.
Okay. Hours are open?
Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6, and then Saturday, 9:30 to 4.
And on social media, how do we find you?
Facebook and Instagram.
And geographically, you have folks coming in from everywhere, right?
We do.
Yeah, all over the place. So
we do.
Not just the Tri-Cities. No. We have them across the state. We tell the story all the time. A couple came up here from Knoxville, get their wedding bands and their engagement rings, and passed, I don't know how many stores you passed between Knoxville and Elizabethton to get here, but they did, and that happens all the time, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. Right now I'm working with a gentleman from Ohio, and he had got his ring here and was very happy, and I'm working on his anniversary present right now.
There you go. So the website, by the way, too, they can go shop there, too. The website is?
JewelersBench10.com.
There you go. The Jewelers Bench in Elizabeth, one of our great sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. I'm proud to have them as a sponsor. Hope you're proud to be a sponsor.
I am, always. We enjoy you coming.
I know. I enjoy being here. So we're about to give, I'm sorry, what?
I said always.
Always. Yeah. She's so nice. John's so lucky. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Ryan Presnell joins us coming up next. We're live here again at the Jewelers Bench in Elizabethton on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Now this from Food City.
Behind every Food City meat and seafood counter is a highly trained, certified butcher. Our butchers offer special orders, custom cuts, and even entire meal recommendations. In fact, you'll be so impressed with our butchers, you'll be asking yourself, what can't they do?
Huh, I bet he'd be great at wrapping presents.
Okay, well, maybe not that. But at Food City, our butchers make almost everything better.
Okay, let's go to, I got a blank screen, so let's go results with. Love my credit union rewards. Tell me about that from the credit union, would you please?
Yeah, we have some awesome rewards that you may not know about. And so you'll visit bemycu.org, and then you can look at all of the discounts and exclusive savings just for our credit union members.
You're going to come back, right?
Not hard at all to be a member, so if you want more information about that, definitely reach me at 547-1200. And we've got discounts like H&R Block, tax seasons, tax time, and hopefully you'll get some money back. You never know. Some people have to pay. But we've got Intuit TurboTax discount. We've got Xfinity Mobile, Spectrum Mobile, Rental Karma, TrueStage, and so forth. So check that out, definitely.
Visit bemycu.org.
Yeah.
Find out more about that. Then you have account alerts and home banking. What's going on about that?
Yeah, this is something that you feel safe with your account, and it's really a secure feature. And you could set this up on your time, such as account balances. You can be alerted of when it falls below or goes above that certain limit you want it to stay at. And we've got ATM withdrawal alerts. We've got direct deposit posting to account alerts. I'm sure people love that because they want to know when they're getting paid. And we got checks clearing alerts, withdrawals, and transfers. So, and it's, it's free. So you can't beat it.
Can't beat it.
Nope.
From Northeast Community Credit Union, last but not least, investment rates are up. That's a good sign. Tell them what's going on with
They
that.
are. We have options. We've got certificate of deposit options, and then we've got Roth and variable rates for the IRAs. We've got definitely earned tax advantages. You can, such as, let's look here. Traditional offers tax-deferred earnings and possibly tax-deductible contributions if you meet the requirements. And then you got Roth, or not tax-deductible. However, you eventually can withdraw contributions and earnings from a Roth IRA tax-free eventually. So there's just a few examples there. If you want to check out our rates, we have those posted on our website at bmycu.org. And we have awesome low competitive rates right now. I mean, you can't beat it.
Hours are open?
We're open at the drive-through Monday through Friday at 8 o'clock. Our lobby opens at 8:30. We close at 4:30 Monday through Thursday. We close at 5 on Friday. And we are open drive-through only at every location Saturdays from 9 until noon.
Social media, how do we find you?
You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, BMyCU, or Northeast Community Credit Union.
And the locations are?
Rome Mountain off of 19E. We've got one off of 19E in Elizabethton. We have our main office behind Elizabethton High School, and then off of West Oakland Avenue in Johnson City.
There you go. Good report, as always.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Andrew Lewis, one of our great sponsors of the Tom Davis Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, Northeast Community Credit Union. She may have been, I don't know, I blew in, blew out, but here we go. Back in the Tom Davis Sports Show, we got to fix this camera.
I got to scoot closer to my man here.
There you go. Yeah. So,
Get in the
so you like the shirt? You said you like the shirt?
I like that a lot.
Do you?
It looks good on you.
Yeah.
I like the jacket too.
Thank you.
You got good style.
Thank you.
I'm not strong enough to style guys to pull off what
Yeah.
you do. It'd be such a departure from my relaxed, casual business look that people be like,
What's
too
wrong
much.
with it?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What's going on?
What's wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
So, is this okay? It fits? It works?
I think it looks good. It's a good
All right.
fit.
Thank you. So, all right. Don't know, where do we go from there? Two men talking about each other, so.
It's a hard segue.
It is a hard segue. Where do I go with that? It's like, okay. So he said, "You're a handsome dude." Okay, thank you. But he said, "Man, I like the shirt. You want to borrow it sometime?" But
It's too big.
so,
It would fit me through the shoulders and chest, but the sleeves would be
about that long, yeah.
I'm not as long as you are, buddy.
But would Sarah like you to take you out on a hot day wearing this shirt or something like it? Because we can go to Double C and get you one. So
I mean, I ain't going to turn a free shirt down. Mama didn't raise no fool. So you give me a free shirt, I'll wear it.
there you go.
It don't matter what she thinks now. We're 19 years in, 3 kids
That's
later.
it. That's it. We're 19-3.
Yeah, 19-3. That sounds like a good record.
Just roll with it at 19-3. All right.
You're killing me.
Start going. You're killing me. Love this guy. Love him. Love him. Love him. And his family, and everybody that's tied into him. So, oh wow, Astros down 0-2. Does that surprise you? What's
Yes.
your take on the Rangers so far in
Love
the
it.
series?
Love it, man. I mean, if it wouldn't surprise me if they're at home, but to do that on the road in a really tough playoff place, that's just so impressive. And they're proving that theory that these wild cards, man, they really are wild. I mean,
Yeah.
it's they're coming in, rolling in off that Tampa Bay series, and then rolling through the next one. I mean, just really impressive and a win streak now. So that's how many games is that a win streak?
7.
7-game win streak in the playoffs.
6 of them on the road.
Yeah, so what they're doing is working. They need to keep doing what they're doing.
So if you take a step back, you look at the Braves, basically went out with a whimper, call it like it is. The Orioles did the same.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers did the same.
Yep.
And the Rays did the same. I mean, your top 4 teams.
And the Brewers.
And the
15.
Brewers. And the Twins were a divisional winner, and they're gone.
Yep.
So, I mean, what is that? I mean, you've been in baseball all your life. What's that for the folks out there? Tell us what that means when these teams do what they do in the regular season and basically choke it or lose it out in the postseason.
Yeah. Well, I was a big proponent of this current format because I hated the one-game play-in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. That's not baseball. You know, football game, it's one game for your life, but you can't play multiple games of football. And basketball is a serious sport. Basketball playoffs are incredibly long. I mean, my goodness, they go on for a month and a half, 2 months, it seems like. And so when baseball expanded the format, I loved it. But then there's always that, curse that comes along with the blessing. And I think it's hard to not argue it's a curse when you look at the situation, the numbers. And so, watching the Braves pitch by pitch, a lot of people talked about the hitters. Well, the pitchers are in the same boat. Mm-hmm. And I don't care how much live BP you throw or bullpens or flat grounds, whatever work you get is not going to simulate 80, 90 pitches in a game. And so you see Strider, that last home run he gave up was on an 0-2 count. And it was a fastball just right down the middle. I mean, he ain't done that all year. He's a strikeout king, and here we are 0-2, and he's getting blasted 420 feet.
Yeah.
And so it affects them, too, as far as location. A little bit of rest is good. Too much rest is obviously not a good thing. Is MLB going to change it? That's a really big question, and I'm glad I'm not the commissioner in the offseason because I don't even know how often they can change it. Like sometimes they set those things for 2 years, 3 years, whatever. But whenever they can change it again, they're going to have a real conversation about what to do.
They asked Snitker in the postgame, what about the Phillies? He said, I don't have the key to I don't know the secret of that sauce is exactly what he said. I don't know why they got us 2 years in a row, but he said
I do.
But is it not his job to figure that out or to come up with an answer?
Yes, and I love Brian Snitker, and I'm not sitting here saying they need to find some. That's crazy. They don't need to go in a different direction. Snitker is the direction. I do know that he did manage that last game differently from the way he would have managed a regular season game in the same situation. And the Dodgers, I don't know if you remember 3 or 4 years ago, Dave Roberts went into the postseason with a completely different lineup after they'd won like 106 games. And it's like, I hate changing your horse mid-race.
Yeah.
And so
but ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah. I mean, you look at the fact that he subbed in a hitter for Michael Harris, but he let Pilar hit. And he made those 2 substitutions, and you're subbing for a backside runner with 2 outs when the tying run is on second. I get if in a perfect world in high school we would definitely do that because we can re-enter. Once you take those players out, they're out. And so when those 2 spots are going to come up again with simple math, knowing those 2 guys are going to come up again in the 9th, and what are we going to have? And we've got Vaughn Grissom with Ronald Acuna on deck hitting with 2 outs with runners on. I don't want that situation. I want Michael Harris right there, right? And so we wouldn't have done that in the regular season. And so for me, that's always kind of been the thing is once you get to the postseason, if the regular season worked, don't stick with it too much. I mean, you can't stick with it all the way to the grave. But in those situations, that was just really different changes. I feel like Spencer had a pretty quick hook. I mean, let's be honest. Spencer gave up 3 runs to arguably the best hitting team in MLB right now over 5 innings. Like, that's not bad. It's not horrible, but get him out, and I don't know. It was hard to watch, but I mean, you look at the interaction with Harper, you got to respond to that stuff.
Oh, yes.
And it's not a respond with the mouth. It's a respond with the bat. It's a respond with the pitching.
And he did.
And we did not respond in kind. There was no there was just no response to it, which was sad to watch after you've watched a team have that much success.
Hello to Linda Birchfield. Hello to Everett Wagner, to Brian Kraft, Christy Riddle, Lisa Beck. Good morning to you both. Also, your mic is on during the commercials. Oh, I didn't know that. Andrew Blevins, Brian Kraft, Christy Riddle, Patsy Lyons, Regina May, Carisha McNeil, Carrie Taylor. Thank you all for being with us. Well, we'll fix that because I think that's going to be that one right. Anyway, didn't know that. So thank you about that one right there. Are you still talking? You are.
Test.
You still talking? You are. Are you still talking? You are. There you go. So thank you, Baker, for letting me know that because I did not know that. So anyway, here we are, ready to roll. We are back again. We are broadcasting live again at the Jewelers Bench in Elizabethton. So, okay, what happened with the Dodgers? There you go.
Same as. I mean,
Orioles?
Same as.
Okay.
Hot teams come in, and baseball is a streaky sport. You got hot teams that are playing really well.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we can sit here and say, golly, the 8 seed beat the 2 seed. I mean, let's be honest. If you make it to the postseason, everybody is very good.
Mm-hmm.
These are all teams that have beaten each other during the regular season. There's nothing shocking about losing to those teams to me. But that's somebody who watches 150 games a year. If you just turn in for the playoffs, it's like, wow, how is this happening? Well, I mean, the Phillies are daggum good. The Rangers are really good. So it's not shocking to me that they did that.
Well, make sure that's the right mic working. It is. Thank you. So you look at Framber Valdez yesterday for the Astros. Again, I got the stat where it's his 4th consecutive start, didn't get out of past the 3rd inning. So not good for Valdez and the Astros. And if you're Dusty Baker heading to Texas now, you got Javier tomorrow against Scherzer for the Rangers. So what do you change? You're down 2-0. What do you change going for Game 3 after a day's rest, moving over to Arlington? Do you do anything different?
Nope.
Okay.
Why would I?
Just roll
what I
with it.
mean? Like they can't. Again, it's just one of those things. It's like you could try something crazy. Would you consider if the Astros were to end up winning this thing? Would you think that's crazy?
Say it again.
Would you think it's crazy if the Astros end up winning this series? Would you? Wow, that was crazy. I can't believe that happened.
It would be crazy down 2-0.
It would be unlikely.
Unlikely.
But it wouldn't be crazy, right? So don't do anything crazy yet.
Yeah.
It is absolutely possible. But I wouldn't go doing anything crazy just yet. They've got a good record against the Rangers, so for me, I'm not changing. I may try to look at some matchups here and there, but at this point, Tigers don't change their stripes, so I would just roll with it.
Diamondbacks, Phillies. What's your take on that one?
It's hard to not take the Phillies. Listen, I'll be honest with you. I fell asleep. Who won last night?
Phillies.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, Bryce Harper had a home run on his birthday. So
Phillies at this point are looking like a World Series champion, as are the Rangers. So it's hard not to imagine a world where it's not the Phillies and the Rangers.
That's what I picked last week.
Yeah.
So I never get anything right like this.
I didn't even get close.
I sat there last Wednesday, I said, got the Phillies and the Rangers in the World Series. Would that not be a story about your guy and our guy and the Tri-Cities guy, Evan Carter? What do you say about what he did Monday night? It's unbelievable. The double?
Yeah.
Scored the run, made not one, but 2 huge defensive plays in that ball game. Early in the game, he made a great one. And, of course, the catch there late in the game up against the fence. So you can say you taught him all that, I guess, can't you?
No. No. There's some things you can't teach, and he's got a lot of them. So just proud of his production, proud of his preparation, proud of how he's handling what's happening as a friend. At this point, he's been out of our program for 3 or 4 years now. He's a grown man. He's a friend, and it's, just like all of our alumni. So just proud of what he's doing and how he's representing us. The hustle play was awesome to see. Obviously we watched that before workouts yesterday. We showed guys and said, that's us. That's how we do things. And so we were proud to see him because that's one of the things that Smoltz said on there. He's 2 out of the box. He slows down for a second, but he's getting 2 out of the box, and that's something we coach. Is even if it's a single just up the middle, we're going 2 until that ball gets to that cutoff man, and then it's like, okay, hit the brakes. If somebody bobbles it, we're trying to take 2. And so to see him do that on that scale was really awesome.
Yep. So you've got, again, tonight, you've got the Phillies and the Diamondbacks game 2 of that series. You've got, you have Nola going, Merrill Kelly for the Diamondbacks, and Nola will go for the Phillies. Man, Philadelphia, that's that crazy ballpark, isn't it? They're nuts.
Yeah, it is crazy. And I was talking to Mike Brenninger over at East, and I didn't know this, but Brenninger is a Phillies fan. He seems like I told him, you seem like such a nice guy. I can't believe that. So he's a big Phillies fan, not to offend the Phillies fans out there, but I think they're proud of their reputation of being one of the hardest places in all baseball to play. So if it does, if it does end up being Phillies Rangers, I wouldn't mind going up there to watch it.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Absolutely. You got allergy, don't you? What you told me?
Yeah, I got allergy-induced asthma.
There you go.
So this time of year gets a little rough for me.
Yep. But you came, and we did it. And so if you had to grade baseball right now, A, B, C, or D, baseball 2023, pretty good, not so good, so-so?
I think it's an A, man.
Okay.
It's been a lot of fun to watch, even with the heartbreak of being a Braves fan. So now I'm a two-team man. So if the Braves get put out, I've got the Rangers to watch, which honestly, at this point, the Rangers are my priority. So, you've got a guy playing on a team, then, that's going to be my priority. So we've pretty much gotten to see almost every pitch of the Rangers postseason, and seeing these other teams postseason has been really, really impressive. And as bad as I hate to say it, what the Phillies are doing is incredible. I mean, that's just to watch it was like, wow. I mean, that's impressive. So I know there's a lot of folks that maybe watch 10, 15 regular season games during the year, tuning in for the postseason. Baseball's just so good right now, and there's a lot of folks complaining about the high level of strikeouts and things like this. But the thing they've got to understand is how good these pitchers are. These guys aren't striking out because they're just swinging for the fences all the time. They're striking out because people are getting them out.
They're being dominated by the pitchers.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking Elizabeth in football with somebody, Corey Russell's senior year. And they're talking like, man, it's hard to go watch some of these games. They're such big blowouts. I said, but dude, you are missing amazing football plays. Like Corey Russell's doing amazing things. Carter Everett's doing amazing things. Like there are awesome things out there on that field going on that you're missing. You're not getting to see.
Good point.
And so I feel that way about baseball right now. It's like, yeah, it's really topsy-turvy, but the whole season's been that way. Braves and the Dodgers are really the only two surefire teams the entire year. The rest of it is just up for grabs, and you're seeing that play out in the postseason.
Thanks for coming, bub.
Yeah, man.
Love you.
Love you, too.
Coach Presnell, Elizabethton baseball. Right now, fall workouts, fall conditioning. What are we doing?
Yep, just doing we'll be doing a workout today, doing arm care, taking care of arms, and trying to get guys a little bit stronger, a little bit faster.
There you go. We will let him go, let him chug some water, and head back to school. We're going to take a break for Wing Wednesday from Phil's Dream Pit on the Tom Taylor Sports Show live today. Again, at the Jewelers Bench in Elizabethton. Our buddy again from right here at Phil's Dream Pit, proud sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show, Brian Pipkin. Every Wednesday is Wing Wednesday. Tell me about it.
Wing Wednesday is something new that we're doing. Interesting story with Wing Wednesday. We did a catered event for a company called Trade Bank. Most of their customers are also our customers. So when we catered this, we're catering 90% of the people there have already eaten our food. The owner of Trade Bank requested wings, and I said, I'll whip you some up. Not something we normally do, but we'll work it out, which is a great thing we'll do for you. If we need something, we'll try to work it out for you. If you need something special done, especially on a catering, we want to make our customers happy. So we did some dry rub wings, which Phil's done a lot in the past, but not most of the time he does them for him or for the team or for a special occasion, but not something we've done in the restaurant. And all of these people came up to me and said, please, why can we not order wings? Why are these not on your menu? What's going on? Are you crazy? And I said, well, I don't have the smoker room to cook wings. We can't figure that out. But started working on it, and I said, you know what? Can't figure it out, but maybe I can figure it out one day a week. So I'm going to fire up, when we fire up the smoker and put pulled pork on it, we're going to put wings on with it. We're going to cook them today and have them ready to go for you for tomorrow. Every Wednesday we're doing that. We're serving wings. We've got our Memphis style dry rub, which is my personal favorite, probably our best seller. It's the same rub we put on our dry rub ribs that we put on wings and smoke them. We do have a spicy buffalo wing. We've got a dry fire wing that's got a little hotter seasoning on it that we do here in-house. Got a garlic parmesan, and then we've got what we call an original sweet wing. It's just a wing that's got our sweet sauce on it, and the customers seem to really like them. We got a lot of people that come in here every Wednesday just to get the wings, and if you've not had a smoked wing, it's a different experience. Chicken really takes the smoke flavor well, so despite what sauce you may put on it or what kind of rub you put on it, the heart of it's that hickory smoke coming off that smoker, and they've been really good. We're happy with them, happy with the way they're doing it. It's something we plan on continuing doing. So Wing Wednesday, every Wednesday, only Wednesday, unless you have a special event and you need wings for that. You know, if you go to give me a week or two notice and you say I had a gentleman to get 200 for a church the other day, and he said, can you have me 200 wings on this day? And I said, yes, sir. You've given me enough notice. We'll have you 200 on that day if you want them. So if you need them on a Tuesday or a Friday or a Saturday, if you call us ahead, we'll try to have them ready for you if it's as long as it's an order worth a run. But yeah, Wing Wednesday every Wednesday.
Phone number to call is
423-349-6437. You can order most of our menu online at philsdreampit.com. Wings are not on there because they're too hard to take on and off every Wednesday. But if you want wings, just give us a call on a Wednesday.
Wing Wednesday, folks, every Wednesday, 349-6427 right here.
37.
349-6437. Try to do that from memory. Tells you about my brain. 349-6437. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue, and Wing Wednesday, every Wednesday. Proud sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We are live here again at the Jewelers Bench in downtown Elizabethton. So thank you for being with us wherever you may be. And again, man, check this watch out for the guys. That is really cool. Brand spanking new, just got it in. Literally. I think she said yesterday or maybe Saturday came in. So there it is. It's a Citizen ProMaster, which comes in I assume this is a waterproof watch because it looks like it would be a waterproof watch based on the accessory of which it is in on the shipping. So Monday Night Football last night, Cowboys got a big win. They struggled, wasn't fancy, wasn't pretty, but they won out. Dak Prescott, 272 passing yards and a passing touchdown on 21 out of 30 passing. In addition to rushing 40 yards and a touchdown on 7 carries. So Prescott had a pretty big night for the Cowboys. They win at 20-17, and so the Cowboys supposed to have been a big showdown with the former offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, who was the Cowboys' OC, and now he's with the Chargers, but against his former boss, Mike McCarthy, who let Moore go so he could take back the play-calling duties, whether he was told to do that or Jerry Jones did. But anyway, they let him go. So, but it never really came down to that. Kind of a sloppy game. 9 punts, 20 penalties, 11 of those on the Cowboys, 9 on the Chargers, and a turnover on downs for each team. So the Cowboys did just enough to win it 20-17 last night in Monday Night Football. All right, college football, big story coming out of Georgia. Brock Bowers, their outstanding tight end, the All-American tight end, scheduled to have surgery on his injured left ankle. And so a full recovery is anticipated, but an exact timeline of Bowers' return is unclear, although it looks like he'll be back in time. His first game back will be, when, November the 18th when Georgia comes to Tennessee. Sources said he's expected to undergo a tightrope surgery, which involves using surgical thread instead of metal screws, which is designed to accelerate the recovery for Brock Bowers, the tight end for the Georgia Bulldogs. So Kirby Smart's now got to reload the tight end position, but, they got more 5 stars hanging around down there than Carter's got liver pills. So the timetable for recovery from tightrope surgery, anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks, which means the earliest he'll return with that timetable is the Tennessee game if he heals up in a timely manner. Florida, again, isn't exactly a juggernaut. Never know what's going to happen in that rivalry game. They've also got Missouri, Ole Miss, and Tennessee still on the schedule for the Georgia Bulldogs. With Brock Bowers out now, 4 to 6 weeks, the All-American tight end for the Georgia Bulldog football team. What else going on? The Oakland A's, we'll save that for Greg because they got a guy that's ripping the management there for the Oakland A's. So Greg will be here in a few minutes talking some more. Matter of fact, he's here. Just walked in the door, so we'll get him on here in just a second. Here's your NASCAR moving into Homestead this week. And the ink's so faint I can't read it. So good night. Let's put on our $10 Food City glasses and find out that Chris Buescher, Ryan Blaney, Tyler Reddick, and Christopher Bell are below the cutoff line right now. Right now, your top 4, we're down to 8, of course, and we'll cut that after this week Homestead, the next week Martinsville, and they're going to cut it. Kyle Larson, William Byron, Martin Truex Jr., and Denny Hamlin are your top 4 right now. Those are the guys in the driver's seat, no pun intended. And so they hope to make a big splash this weekend in Homestead, and they'll come back and finish it up in Martinsville and get it down to the final race, which will be the championship coming up in 3 or 4 weeks in Phoenix for the NASCAR Championship for 2023. Quick break. We'll be right back. We will be joined by our buddy. He's here, Greg Zallier. We're going to explore some more baseball, delve into it some more. Eddie Morrell is going to join us coming up here in a little while. But first, this from Daniel Grindstaff and Farm Bureau, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Why Daniel Grindstaff?
Well, we are local. You know, it's just like Cannon's Furniture here. You've got a local place of business right in the middle of town. You've got a local point of contact. We have local adjusters. It's out area high schools for kids that's been involved in agriculture that's going to go and get education past high school. And all that stuff plays a part into supporting the state where you live. You know, we are state specific. Now, there's North Carolina Farm Bureau. You know, that is separate from us. Mm-hmm. Kentucky Farm Bureau, we are state specific in the state of Tennessee. And, you know, but that is, in my opinion, that's the biggest thing. You've got a point of contact.
How do we get a hold of you? Social
Yes,
media
sir.
and a phone number.
Yeah, so I've got an agent page, Daniel Grindstaff Farm Bureau. We've got an office page, Elizabethan Farm Bureau, 423-543-2288. And I would like to add that we did get voted as best insurance firm, and thank the people that voted for us doing that. And somehow I wound up getting the agent category, which I greatly, greatly appreciate. It means a lot to me when folks, you know, feel inclined to do that, especially for our office.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Daniel Grindstaff here, the Farm Bureau, one of our great sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Daniel Grindstaff at Elizabethan Farm Bureau.
What's your definition of fresh? At Food City, ours starts every morning as our certified butchers hand cut everything you see behind the counter fresh that day. Fresh also means our beef is ground in the store several times a day, time-stamped with the hour it was ground. That's a fresh guarantee. The fact is, it just doesn't get any fresher than this. That's why we say, start fresh with Food City.
And back to the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We are live again, as we are. Tomorrow we'll be live at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Thursday we'll be at Lingerfield Drug Center here in Elizabethton. And Friday we'll wrap it up at Food City. Friday we'll be at Food City in Jonesboro. We don't know what he's going to do. He said, America, get ready. So Strickler's got something. You know, last time this time last year he went bobbing for apples on the show, literally. Stuck his head down in the bucket and came up out of there shaking his head like an old dog.
Did you have to do that?
No, I refused to do it.
Okay.
So, no. Probably should have. I guess I could have, but I didn't. So then back in the summer, we got these big long tubes of bubbles and blue bubbles so on the air. So I don't really know what he'll do down there Friday. So it's always a anticipation and hold your breath because you don't know what the guy's going to do. He's a piece of work. Steve Strickler, the Food City Jonesboro store manager, will be there Friday. All right, so let's start with the NL first last night. The Phillies and the Diamondbacks. What was your take on all that last night?
So it appeared to me that the Diamondbacks' magic sort of came to an end last night because they had not lost in the playoffs until last night. And they had their ace going for them last night, Zach Gallen. And he, the Phillies kind of greeted him harshly. First pitch, home run, 2 home runs in the first inning. And,
But that kind of set the tone. By the way, is your mother watching?
She's watching, yeah.
Hello. Wait a minute. Hi, Ev. I'll do this. Hi, Ev. Oh, Tom, you're so goofy.
You're so goofy.
You're so goofy. Said that. I'll never forget that. Was in the foyer in the church, and I said, hey. I said something off the wall. She said, Tom, you're just so goofy. And she giggled and went on down the hall. So
yeah.
There you go.
The funny thing about that is she does not remember saying that, but she doesn't doubt that she said it.
She's cool.
I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, your mama's cool. So, anyway, Schwarber, again, first pitch, home run. That's got to set the tone. You're at home.
Yeah.
The place is nuts. First pitch, the guy starts the game, Gallen. He tattoos one out of the park. It's the 4th time he's done that. Apparently, that is an all-time record.
Yeah.
Schwarber's 16th career home run and 59 career playoff games. So, this guy's, I mean, that kind of set the table. I would have thought.
Oh, absolutely, it did. Especially in Philadelphia. You know, that's a tough place to go in as a visiting team.
Yeah.
And when the first pitch is tattooed at 115 miles an hour, 400 and something feet. Yeah, that's going to set the tone for how the game's going to go, you would think.
And maybe the series too, really.
That's true. That's true.
Take a step back, look at it, because you got home runs from him. You got one from Harper, who was a birthday boy yesterday.
31 yesterday.
Yep, and Castellanos got a home run too. He continues to make. He's hitting some incredible numbers, isn't he?
That's 5 home runs in 3 games for him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which joins Mr. October Reggie Jackson in that category. So.
Yeah. And Schwarber broke the record of the 4th leadoff home run in the playoffs that was held by Derek Jeter and Jimmy Rollins. So they held that record before him, and he had tied it, and now he holds the record alone.
Zach Wheeler, good pitching performance with the Phillies. So Gallen did okay, but nothing like Wheeler did, obviously.
Yeah, he settled down. I mean, he gave up 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. But he he did okay, but he was not the typical Zach Gallen we've been used to seeing all year, who potentially could be in Cy Young talk, but he didn't look that way last night.
The Diamondbacks need to win tonight. It's game 2 tonight, and we'll talk about the starters in a second. But the Diamondbacks need to win, because if they do, they can bring it down to a best of 5 and really take home field advantage back away from the Phillies. So it's not. If you're a Diamondback fan, I don't know who is. I don't know any Diamondback fans, but it's not lost right now.
It's not over. No, absolutely not.
No.
Philadelphia's hot. I mean, it's going to be tough to cool them down. But the Diamondbacks were extremely hot going into this game, and I mean they have just shown no mercy. I mean, what they did to the Dodgers, wow. I mean, you got to say they were they've been at the top of their game in the playoffs, and for that to happen, they came back. They 6th and 7th innings they scored runs, and they made a push. I mean, they had the tying run on base a couple of times late in the game. So, it wasn't like Philadelphia totally destroyed them. But yeah, Philadelphia came out with the win, and to get that game 1 win at home is big.
The Phillies are now 27. I was looking to see who's watching the show. Hello, Jerry Keller. Hello to Andy up in West Virginia. Brian Kraft. Jimmy Stout's watching. Jimmy always watches. By the way, Greg's normally here on Wednesday. He has a previous commitment tomorrow, so we got him today. He'll be back next Wednesday at his regular slot time, unless something else comes up. And if it does, we'll rearrange him so we can have him on, because he's that good. The Phillies are now 27-11 in playoff games in Philly, and 5-0 at home this season, postseason. So pretty stout numbers for the Philadelphia Phillies. So tonight they come back at it, and they'll bring Merrill Kelly for the Diamondbacks, and Aaron Nola will go for the Phillies. Advantage Nola and the Phillies?
I think so, especially at home. Now let's really think about it, though. Kelly had a lights out performance earlier in the playoffs, giving up 0 runs so far, or 0 earned runs. But yeah, I give this edge to Nola. Nola's 2-0 in the playoffs, 1.42 ERA. In the playoffs, pitching at home, yeah, you got to give the edge to Nola and the Phillies.
They play tonight, tomorrow, travel day, then they go to Arizona for Thursday and Friday. Is that correct?
Yes.
Games 4 and 5?
That is correct.
Yep. And on the other side, of course, they're traveling today. I don't know how far Arlington is from Houston, but it's not that far. Ain't too far across the state to get in the bus or get in the car. I don't know if they'll fly or bus, but let's do that while you're talking. Tell me.
Yeah, how far is it?
Yeah, I want to see how far it is from
Arlington to or Houston to Arlington, whichever way you want to go.
Do I verbalize it? Let's see if we'll do. What's this lady's name? Siri or Lori or whatever?
Yeah.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie. I don't know what it is. So, how far is it from Austin, Texas? I'm sorry. Scratch that. Start over. So I get nervous. You gadgets make me nervous. How far is it from Arlington, Texas to Houston, Texas? Oh. 255 miles. So they'll probably fly, I would think. 3 hours and 47 minutes by car, by vehicle. So
yeah, they'll fly.
I'm sure they'll fly in there. So
yeah,
it ain't that far. So, but right now the Astros are down 0-2. Are you surprised they're down 0-2?
I tell you, as hot as the Rangers have been, I'm not. I'm really not. I mean, the Rangers are still undefeated in the playoffs. Now, we were talking about the Diamondbacks being undefeated before last night. The Rangers are still undefeated in the playoffs. They're hot. They are really, really hot. I think they're going to be a tough team to beat. After what happened yesterday with them, I'm going to tell you, taking 2 games out of 2 in Houston to start the series, they've just got to win 2 out of 3 at home.
Yep.
To wrap it up.
Yep.
And I like their chances of doing that, to be honest. I mean, you think if you're on the road, if you do not have the home field advantage in the playoffs and you're on the road for those first 2 games, you're always thinking, okay, we've got to at least split. Mm-hmm. We got to win at least one of the 2. But they've won both of the 2 games. So they have I think they'll do it in 5 games.
The Astros probably will be glad. I'm guessing they're going to be glad they're going on the road because at home they're 39-42 in the regular season at home, 1-3 at home in the playoffs. On the road during the year they were 51-30, 21 over 500 on the road in the regular season, and 2-0 in Minnesota in the ALDS. So, if you look at the stats and the numbers, the Astros are going to be glad to get out of there and get on the road. But they're not playing very well. So. Teams that take a 2-0 lead in the LCS and Major League Baseball history have gone 31-4 in the series. Mm-hmm. Road teams, in this case the Rangers, that took a 2-0 lead, it's 13-1 as a record. 13-1, I should say. So
I like their chances.
Yeah. What about Evan Carter? Did he put on the show?
Oh my goodness! Yeah, play of the day.
He won the game for him in game 1.
He did.
He was the difference.
He was an ESPN #1 play of the day too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that catch he made, and of course. What made it even better was the fact that Altuve missed second base.
What a bonehead move on that one. So, and I knew that, and I know a lot about baseball. I thought you got to touch second. If you tag, you go all the way around second.
You got to touch it again.
You got to touch second, get back to first, and he didn't. It was double play ball.
Yeah.
7-6 to 3 or 4. Who covered first base?
3. Yeah,
3?
It was first baseman.
So, when's the last time you had a double play 7-6 to 3?
Yeah.
I mean, that's left field shortstop on the relay to the first baseman.
Yeah.
That's kind of a rarity, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
I would think so.
Probably so, yeah. But, yeah, that he stretched out all he had to catch that ball.
Incredible.
If he was an inch shorter, he may not have caught it.
Had that double or a single, stretched into a double, and scored the first run and made 2 big-time catches.
Yeah.
One earlier in the game, I think it was the second or third inning, made a great catch, and then came right back again and made the catch.
Yeah.
And so Evan Carter and the Rangers up 2-0. Framber Valdez, not a good start, as we said earlier. The fourth time he's not got past the third inning on the starting pitching, which is, I would think, problematic for Dusty Baker. Tomorrow, Christian Javier for the Astros and Max Scherzer for the Rangers in Arlington.
I'm anxious to see Scherzer.
Yeah.
I'm anxious to see how he does.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic pitcher, and he is a bulldog.
He's a gamer.
He is.
Yeah.
But he's been hurt.
Yeah.
He hasn't pitched in a while.
Yeah.
Anxious to see how he's going to be.
He's been off how long?
Oh, it's been
a couple of weeks or longer.
Oh, it's been longer than that. It was probably. Was it August last time he pitched? It seems like it was August.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I did 2 hours ago. So
it's been a while. It's been a while.
We're here live again at the Jewelers Bench in Elizabethton, your only full-service, full-time jewelry store in Carter County, Elizabethton, but they got them all over the place. Sherry said earlier she's working with a couple right now in Ohio, putting together some engagement rings and wedding bands for folks in Ohio. Does it all the time. We were in here last week. I stopped by, met a couple from North Carolina. They were over here from Spruce Pine. See, she was from Spruce Pine. He was from Gastonia, and they were in here getting their rings. They saw the Jewelers Bench on the web, came here, loved the customer service, and the rest is history. Trevor May, Oakland A relief pitcher, retiring. He's ripping as he's going out the door. You know the old cowboy movie, you're leaving the saloon, you're firing the gun?
Yeah.
Trevor May is ripping the management of the Oakland A's. He says, talking about the owner, John Fisher, said, sell the team, dude. Sell it, man. Let someone who actually likes, takes pride in things they own and owns something, sell it to them. Let them do it. Take mommy and daddy's money and go somewhere else, dork. Wow. Take mommy and daddy's money somewhere else, dork. That's pretty strong. So
that's pretty strong.
That's all right. So Fisher, by the way, the owner of the A's, his parents founded the Gap, the clothing store chain. So they're trying to relocate the A's to Vegas in a move heavily criticized by Oakland fans. Anyway, Trevor May says, I'm leaving. He's done. veteran of 9 years in the majors. Spent his first 6 with the Twins, 2 with the Mets, and wrapping things up with the Oakland A's. So, anyway, he says, dork. I haven't heard dork in years. Let them do it. Take mommy and daddy's money somewhere else, dork.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I don't know why it's funny, but
it is. It's just funny.
It is funny. So he calls somebody a dork.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ev could have said, Tom, you're just such a dork. And I was said, yes, ma'am, I am. And I smiled and went on down all. Tom, you're just such a dork. There you go. So, anyway.
So I looked it up. Max Scherzer's last game was September 12th. So it's been a month.
Right at a month.
A little over a month.
Yeah, a little over a month. Today's the 17th, so a month and 40 days since he's pitched. What's that do for a pitcher?
I don't know.
You get out of the rhythm, you get out of the
Yeah.
I mean, you're still working out, I guess.
Well,
you're still doing what it needs, running the.
He's been doing the running, I'm sure, but he's been hurt. So,
so I
don't know.
Be interesting.
Yeah.
So what's Dusty Baker telling his bunch now? They're working out today. They're going to fly over there tomorrow, maybe tonight, whenever they go. But I know they're going to work out today. What's he tell the Astros?
Oh, we're good. Everything's fine. Just don't
play.
Yeah, just don't go out there and lose your head because we're down 2-0.
Yeah.
This has happened before. Teams have come back from this before. We're a good team. We're here for a reason, and don't get down.
What's Bochy telling his guys?
Bochy is trying to keep he's trying to do almost the opposite thing and try not to let them get too excited about where they are and too confident about where they are because he knows that, yes, the same thing I just said about the Astros, they're a good team and they're built to win, and they it's not over yet. They're up 2-0, but hey, as a Reds fan, let me tell you something. We'll never forget that series against the Giants. I think it was 2012 when the Reds went to San Francisco, won the first 2 games, came back to Cincinnati. All they had to do was win one. It was a best of 5. All they had to do was win one game and lost 3 in a row at home.
Choked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saw Randy at Chick-fil-A yesterday. Of course, he loves the Yankees. I said, Randy, what do you think about that? He said, you're going to ruin my pimento sandwich. Stop. So, I understand being a Reds fan. So, I'm going to ask you the same thing I asked Coach Presnell earlier. So, today, the reason I'm asking today is Snitker's birthday. He's 68, the manager of the Braves. What do you do in Atlanta in the offseason? You just found out Cal Wright's gone for 2024. Soroka came back but was very inept.
Inconsistent. Let's say inconsistent.
Inept, inconsistent to say the least.
Yeah.
So the frontline pitching, Charlie Morton missed him there in the playoffs. So if you're Snitker, we'll start with that team first. What do you do if you're the Braves in the offseason? How do you fix it?
You have to address the pitching.
Yeah.
Because the lineup's there.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got the lineup. So you look at and see who's going to be your free agents first, and see what could happen there. What are you going to do? And then you have to start looking at your pitching, at your rotation, because that was really the issue for the Braves all year. If you could say they had any weakness at all, it was just the consistency of their starting pitching. And most of that was because the guys were hurt.
Yeah.
That was really the problem. It wasn't because they weren't doing their job per se. It was mostly because they were hurt. And so they're going to have to address that. And those guys that you mentioned that are gone, especially Wright, because I think they were really looking forward to having him next year. I think that's going to be somebody they're going to have to replace. They're going to have to find somebody to step into that role at least for a year until he's back.
You're going to have to give to get, though. So
you are.
Who are you going to have to give away to get?
So Atlanta's got a pretty decent minor league system. So I'm sure they've got some names out there of guys that other teams are going to want. Vaughn Grissom's probably the top of the list. You'll see teams probably asking about him because he obviously, as we saw this year, was not really in the Braves' plans for this year. We don't know what their plans are for next year, but everybody thought he was going to be their starting shortstop. Orlando Arcia ended up being the starting shortstop, and Grissom was in the minor leagues, and it just didn't seem to work out for him to make a lot of headway in the majors this year. So, but unless he's one of those guys which we would call a 4A player, which I don't think he is. I think he's a major league player. Somebody's going to go out and try to get him from the Braves, I think, and give up some pitching maybe to do that. But it won't be just him. There'll have to be some other pieces in place as well to get especially if they're going for any frontline starter, which I don't think they'll have to do that. With Strider, he's probably going to be top of their rotation. But they're going to need those other guys to fill in behind him, because I don't think Fried – I don't know how much you can count on Fried, because he wasn't healthy this year either. So that scares me.
Good point.
That scares me.
They may have to give away a whole lot more than they want to give away to get some pitching.
They might. They might.
So the team you see now is Atlanta Braves. Better enjoy it, because I don't think it's going to be the same come spring training. It can't be if you go out and get some frontline pitching.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to get rid of guys like Acuna and Riley, Olson, those guys. I mean, those guys, that's not going to happen by any means. But yeah, there may be some pieces they may have to give up.
The other teams I want to take a look at, too, I found it, so we haven't had a chance to talk since all this came down, but you looked at the Braves are gone, the Dodgers are gone, the Orioles are gone, the Rays are gone, the Twins, another division winner, all gone. So, to me, I find it, I'm sure Rob Manfred just slobbering all over himself, the commissioner, because all this upsets and all this drama in postseason, the teams you thought were going to go a long way and win it all. I mean, a lot of folks thought Atlanta just go ahead and give it to them. It's done. And I thought the Dodgers would beat them anyway. I never dreamed the Phillies would. But the Dodgers, what do you do? What do you address there in the offseason? I mean, they had a star-studded lineup, sir, that didn't do much.
They did. So they're going to have to reevaluate.
Yeah.
I mean, so I think they've got two guys that they're going to try to build around. Of course, Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts. That's the two guys that they're going to try to build a team around. I wouldn't be surprised to see J.D. Martinez gone. Whether it be trade or whatever, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen. But their pitching just didn't perform like everybody thought they would. And once again, injuries really hurt them. Walker Buehler, of course, not being there, and
Kershaw was off and on.
Kershaw off and on, and then he had that disastrous start in the playoffs. I mean, you couldn't have asked for anything much worse than that start he had in the playoffs. So so I think those two teams have some issues they're going to have to address in the offseason, and how they do that is going to determine what happens next year.
We're talking baseball. We're here live again at the Jewelers Bench in Elizabeth, and talking to our buddy Greg Sawyer, a regular contributor to the show. He's usually on Wednesdays. He's a prior commitment tomorrow, so he's here today. The Orioles, John Angelos said, I'm a small market team here. I don't have a lot of money to spread around here, so payroll going into 2024, you're going to see some changes on the roster for the Orioles. So what do you do there? Because they went out with a whimper too.
Yeah, they did. We've talked about this a little bit, and we've not really dived in a whole lot with it. But some teams are built to win the division, to win the, and they can't win a short series. And that was sort of the issue with the Orioles. They were built for the long haul, best record in the American League, but they could not win that short season series. They couldn't win that series. Matter of fact, they got swept by a team that I thought they should have beat, to be honest.
The Rangers?
The Rangers.
Yeah.
I really thought, talent-wise, they probably should have beat them. But the Rangers turned it up a notch, and like I said, they are hot right now. If you were to ask me who I thought would be in the World Series right now, I'd have to go Rangers-Phillies.
That's what I said.
And if you ask me who's going to win it, I'd have to say I have no idea, because both of those teams are playing extremely well right now.
The crazy part about that is, say what you want to. I know that folks watch this show, and I talk about him virtually every day, and with good reason. He's an outstanding talent. But Evan Carter, I think, for all intents and purposes, has been the difference in this team. He has sparked them. Now, the other guys have gotten, you got out of them what you got, but obviously Evan Carter's been a big surprise for Bruce Bochy and the Rangers management. And so I just think he's been the difference maker in this postseason.
So I think so too, and here's why. Because if you look at where they were and what was going on with the team when they brought him up, and then what happened after that, they were in a free fall.
Yeah,
they really were. I mean, because they were winning that division, and they ended up not winning the division. The Astros ended up winning the division, but they were in a free fall. I mean, I forget how many games they lost in a row. I want to say it was 9.
They were in third place when he came up.
Yeah.
Behind the Mariners and the Astros.
And then they turned it up a notch.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they might have lost his second game or third game or something like that in the majors, but then they went on this winning streak, where it was like they couldn't be beat.
Yeah.
And they had to do that to get that wild card spot, and they did. But yeah, I think he brought them a spark that they didn't have before that. And a lot of times, that young naivete,
Yeah.
he just doesn't.
What am I doing?
Yeah, he just didn't know any
No.
better. He just shows up and plays.
Yeah.
That's right. He doesn't realize that he shouldn't be able to do what he's doing right now.
He doesn't overthink it. He just does it.
Yeah, he just does it.
Yeah, and he's doing it well.
He is. Oh my goodness, he's tearing it up.
So the Final Four, as you know by now, the Rangers, the Astros, the American League, and the Phillies, the Diamondbacks in the National League. So
one division winner left.
Yep, that's true. Everybody else are wild cards.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's an incredible stat.
Yeah.
So you look, and of course, nobody's really going to start doing things till after the season's over.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel certain that you're going to see the Padres unload a bunch of guys,
Mm-hmm.
and there'll be other teams. The Cubs, I think they're going to unload some guys.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's going to be some pretty good fish out there to catch
Mm-hmm.
moving forward for these teams to pick up. So
Yeah.
the Braves need frontline pitching. The Dodgers need some pitching help. Of course, the big caveat out there is Shohei Ohtani. His stock went down since the injury?
It has.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's going to be hitting only probably next year. I mean, he's not going to be on the mound. So yeah, that's going to hurt him.
Yeah.
And I mean, okay, we say that, but he's still going to make an unreal amount of money.
Oh, he's
mean-
going to be able to buy a few rings around here at the old jeweler's bench.
Yeah.
And some Naked Bee lotions, whatever he wants. Shohei can probably come in and he'll be okay. He'll be all right.
He's
So
he's going to be fine.
he's going to be fine.
Yeah,
So
he's not going to get what he could have gotten, but he's going to be fine. He
Well-
may set a record anyway.
we talk about it being a detriment. He can only hit, but if you look at his hitting numbers, it's pretty dadgum good now. Will the surgery to his arm mess up his swing or anything? Or
You wouldn't think so, but you never know.
you never know. Yep. So
So
Kyle Wright's out next year. Brandon Woodruff's out next year for the Brewers. That's huge.
that's a big blow.
Big blow for the Brewers,
Yeah.
no question.
I think it drops them a notch in the division.
I do too. So, a team like the Cardinals, can they get a turnaround for 2024? I mean, they played pretty good about the last month and a half of the season. They weren't awful like they were up to that point, but is that a team that can turn it in 2024?
Yeah, absolutely they can. They still got Arenado, still got Goldschmidt.
Yeah.
I mean, you got those two guys in your lineup. You figure out your pitching, and yeah, they'll be back.
Yep.
I have no doubt. They've got good pieces. I mean, I love Tommy Edman. That guy can play, and I really love the way he plays the game. So they've got some guys that I think going to step up, and they'll be back. They'll make some moves. They'll make the moves they need to make too to get better.
So, by this time next week, will we be in the World Series?
No. We might know who's going to be in the World Series. Yeah, we'll probably know who's going to be in it.
This hadn't started yet.
Probably haven't started yet, I don't think.
So you look in closing, you look at the ballparks. All right, Philadelphia is the open air stadium. Texas is in Texas, warm weather place. Arizona's in a warm weather place, and the Phillies and the Diamondbacks and the Rangers. Those are all. I guess the only ballpark that's out in the elements would be Philadelphia, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So.
Phillies. Oh, Houston, Minute Maid Park. It's down in Texas as well. So.
Yeah.
And they can have cold fronts come through, but by and large, it's a warm area, a warm weather stadium. So.
Yeah.
The Phillies' only place that weather could be a problem
Mm-hmm.
if they get into the World Series. So.
Yeah, it is. The World Series starts on Friday next week.
Next Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So. But next Wednesday you're back on a regular slot. We'll be able to preview the World Series. We'll know by then.
We will. We'll know because it could go down if it goes if the what was it, the National League, I think, if the National League goes 7 games, it'll be Tuesday next week.
Who's the home team in the World Series? It's a 2-3-2 format.
Yes, it is, and it should be, I believe, the American League. I believe
the home
because
team?
because I think both Texas and Houston have better records than both Arizona and Philadelphia.
Wouldn't it be crazy? Not crazy. Wouldn't it be really, really neat? How about that? to have Evan Carter make the MVP of the AL Championship Series or get into the World Series, be the MVP.
It could happen.
It absolutely could happen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this guy is the real deal. I've already started lobbying. He ought to be the Grand Marshal for the Elizabethton Christmas Parade. I mean, he should be.
Oh, absolutely.
He should be the guy. I don't know who they picked. If they picked him, I don't know who picks him, but Evan Carter ought to come back. He should be the Grand Marshal of the Elizabethton Christmas Parade. No question.
Yeah.
This guy's got everybody in town. They can't keep his ball cards in stock up the Eagle Center. I got that bobblehead doll now that all of a sudden went up in value big time. So.
Yeah, his cards are going up on eBay, by the way.
Yeah,
I've been watching them.
Yeah, they're going up in value and price.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, I just think Evan Carter should be the Grand Marshal of the Christmas Parade in Elizabethton.
Yeah.
And I have no dog in the hunt to make that decision. But I mean, why would you not? This guy is the Cinderella story in the American League and maybe all of baseball. 21-year-old kid and the numbers he's put up and what he's doing, and he's from right here in Betsy. So anyway, they didn't ask me, but I'm thinking that's what you ought to do. So, and if he can't do it, Greg Sawyer ought to be the Grand Marshal. Him and Evelyn, him and his mother, up on the float.
She can wear her Tom Taylor Sports Show sweatshirt.
There you go. She wear my sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tom, you're so goofy. You're such a dork, Tom.
If it's warm enough to wear the T-shirt, it's got the Cyclone on the front.
Absolutely.
What's his name?
Tuffy.
Tuffy. Okay.
Tuffy the Cyclone.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, she can put it over top her sweatshirt, whatever. She can wear that out there on the.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a recipe for success right here. Greg and his mother being the Grand Marshal of the Elizabethton Christmas Parade.
Yeah, let's let Evan Carter do it. Who do I need to call?
Evelyn or Evan? Who do we pick here? Probably go with Evan, I guess. But your mother would do it well. I can tell you that. Let's see. What's it say? Big crowd at Applebee's last night. Elizabeth watching the Rangers game. Yep. I mean, he is the talk of the town. He's the talk of the Tri-Cities, and he should be. People in other parts of the Tri-Cities go, "Well, he's from Elizabeth." Well, who cares? That's crazy.
Yeah, he's one of our local
He's one
boys.
of us, man.
Yeah,
he is one of us,
right.
and he's tearing it up. So, at that point, and so is Knack. He's one of ours, and Stratton's one of ours. Played for the Pirates, and Knack was playing for the Royals. I think Cross was playing for the Royals from Tennessee. So I mean, these are our guys too. I do the Cyclones.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie to you. I bleed orange and black, but these other guys that are playing professional sports, representing our Tri-Cities as a whole, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's us. That's one of our peeps. So
if any of them were in the playoffs, we'd be talking about them.
Absolutely, we would. So, just like last night on the PA, I did the Elizabethton volunteer JV football game. So I said, Falcon fans, good luck today because your volunteer volleyball team's in the state tournament. So, I mean, when you get to that point, it's us versus them. I'm for us all the way.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I'm pulling for that number 32, Evan Carter. So he's a special treasure, and he should be the Grand Marshal of the Elizabethton Christmas Parade. So there you go. All right.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So there's one thing I need to mention though before I go.
All right.
Real quickly, there was a first, and I think we need to. Well, for one thing, I don't know if you've talked about it or not. Kim Ng is no longer the general manager of the Miami Marlins. So
I didn't talk about that.
Okay, so she has been relieved of her duties there, which she was the first female general manager in Major League Baseball. But San Francisco Giants interviewed a woman for their managerial position. Alyssa Nakin was
on-field manager.
On-field manager.
Okay.
Yeah, she has been a coach in their organization, even with the Major League team, coached first base for the Giants, and they interviewed her to be the manager.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, huh?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It is.
She's going to be the on-field manager for Major League Baseball.
She had an interview. I mean, that doesn't mean she's going to get it, but they interviewed
That's
her
one step close to the door being knocked down.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is.
So
it is.
Good. That's a good way to end it. Thank you, sir. Quick break. We'll be right back. Coach Eddie Morrell joins us next on the Tom Bailey Sports Show, but this from Elizabethton High School.
Elizabethton FFA makes a positive difference in the lives of students by developing their potential for premier leadership, personal growth, and career success through agricultural education. It's more than learning about cows. It's becoming the problem solvers for the next generation. We are the future biologists, chemists, computer programmers, journalists, teachers, electricians who will feed our future. By creating a family atmosphere, the Agriculture Department, especially FFA, can become your home away from home. Through contests, leadership events, fun trips, and chapter activities, FFA is a great way to learn about the world while developing yourself into the best person you can be. We invite you to enroll in an ag-based course and be active in Elizabethton FFA. We'll save you a seat.
Antique mall with over 50,000 square feet of merchandise. We have about 52, 53, give or take, vendors with different items. We have a great selection of everything from antique, which is over 100 years, to vintage, which is 25 years, and then we do have a little bit of new things. We concentrate on the vintage and antique items. So you can find just about anything for yourself, for your home, and gifts. We have a lot of people that take gifts for their grandparents. They remembered they had them, and it's with their family.
Hours are open.
We're open Monday through Friday, 11 to 5:30. Saturdays 10 to 6. Open late for the car shows and anytime they have special events in town.
Need Place, one of our great sponsors of Cyclone football, Duck Crossing in downtown Elizabethton, proud sponsor of Elizabethton Cyclone football. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, I want to make sure I spelled it right. I had to jump in and correct it, and I got it right. So, hello, Rob Prince. How you doing, sir? And Jerry Keller. We're live here again at the Jewelers Bench. As we told you, 68 days till Christmas Eve. Sherry will be back in a minute to wrap up the show, or John, one of the two will be here. I guess we need to have John on. John's not been on yet doing jewelry repair, so John Holtzclaw does a wonderful job. He's one of the few still in the Tri-Cities that works on jewelry and repairs jewelry. So, Coach Morrell's here. Thank you, sir, for stopping by. And it's what do you think about it, Evan Carter? You know Evan Carter. What do you think about this kid?
I'm just going to go ahead and say this now. Evan Carter for mayor.
Yeah.
Evan Carter
for mayor.
You watch the kid play, and what you see is unbridled joy at getting to play a game. And the fact that he does it so remarkably well, and does it as just a part of it. There's no airs about Evan. The hard work that it took to get him there, and he's just thankful that he's there. Thankful to the man above, thankful to the people around him, and just a wonderful representation of what we try to breed in an athlete here in East Tennessee.
Absolutely. Couldn't put it any better, sir. You nailed it. So let me give you the verse today. We always dedicate our show, by the way, to the man who hung on the cross. I think I did it earlier. We're going to do it again. Psalm 66:20 says, "Praise be to God who has not rejected my prayer or withheld his love from me." Psalm 66:20, praise be to God who has not rejected my prayer. He could say, nah, not today. I'm off today. Or, you ain't been living like you're supposed to, so no, not today, maybe next week. Or he has withheld his love from me. He's not done either one. So Psalm 66:20, the verse today here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Oh, his love shines unconditionally and eternally. And, we should all be grateful and give homage.
Yeah. There's nothing you can do to make him stop loving you.
No, sir.
That's crazy. There's nothing you and I can do ever to make the good Lord stop loving us. That's in the book. So that's a pretty comforting feeling, or should be, on you watching on the other side of this microphone. So in this camera, Evan Carter, big, again, they go up 2-0, heading off to Texas tomorrow night for game number 3. The Phillies and the Diamondbacks play later today, game 2 of that series in Philadelphia. And you, of course, getting ready for going on the mat, getting ready.
Oh, absolutely. Wrestling season's right around the corner. Today is a big day for Elizabethton Wrestling. We start our youth program today. We've already had 20 pre-registered.
Really?
And yeah, we're having registrations every Tuesday and Thursday in October from 6 to 8 there in the wrestling room. So, we're adding at the right places. Our middle school program will be bigger than it ever has been. We should be upwards of 35 wrestlers for the high school. So, we're starting to build a little momentum as far as getting folks involved. And what people are finding is, it's actually kind of fun, number one. Number two, it puts you in the best shape of your life. And number three, the sense of family and camaraderie in the wrestling program is on par with another sport that I've just started coaching. And we're blessed to have the family and support that we have.
The other schools in the area, there's Jonathan Morton. Let's get ready to talk about Deuce here just in a second. But the other schools in the area, do you see, or you're talking to the other coaches, are the numbers up? I know Crockett's always been a powerhouse in wrestling, and Daniel Boone and Science Hill and Dobbins Minute. Those are some. I'm sure we'll leave somebody out at Greenville. But all the schools across Northeast Tennessee, do you see an uptick in participation?
Seeing a slight uptick in participation. Seeing a big growth in participation from the women's side. And that's great to see. One of the keys to getting wrestling back in the Olympics back in 2016, when they decided to take out the first sport ever in the Olympics, one of the keys to getting back in was to have some gender equality and bring women more to the forefront of the sport. And that's trickled down now into the colleges, into the high schools. When my daughters were wrestling, and both of them wrestled all over the country, both were multiple-time state champions. There were only 23, 24 colleges that had wrestling at that point. Now there's over 140.
Wow.
Tennessee was one of the 6 original states to have women's wrestling. And it's expanded now. There are 44 states with women's wrestling, and that's really been a huge bolster to the sporting community itself.
So what's it take to be a wrestler? I know that's a goofy question and kind of a softball question, but there is, some mental toughness to say the least. So what's it take to be a good wrestler, and how early do you try and find one, discover a young person?
Well,
what age?
Let's start with the first one. What does it take to be a wrestler? You do have to have some mental toughness, because the workouts are kind of grueling. You're going to work harder in a 2-hour span than you've probably ever worked in your life. You're required to learn much and then put it into practice in a very short period of time. An interesting statistic is when you take all the Special Forces troops in the United States, Green Berets, SEAL Team, Air Assault, what have you, 96% of those men defending our country have a wrestling background.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll say that's a really neat stat.
Yeah, it truly is, and it speaks to the mindset of the participant, because you have to have that do-it-or-die mentality in order to be a truly effective wrestler. Another thing that I look for is doing this with a smile. What we do is hard, but if you can do it with a smile and you can keep moving and you can keep learning, then chances are you can be a good wrestler. As far as when we look for them, people kind of bloom at different times. Mm-hmm. Personally, I started with Coach John Clock when I was 7 years old, and have just kept with it throughout my life. But there are kids that start in high school that they might lose every match their first year, but they come back and they start placing in tournaments. They get it figured out. So I never discount any age, but I've got to say my favorite age is these youth kids, these kindergarten through 5th graders. They have an abundance of energy. You can get them into body movements that are quite natural to them already, because you've already seen your kids flip, twist, and jump throughout the house, all over the furniture. If they've got siblings, they've probably thrown them in the air a few times. So, these are things that are very natural to them, and we're just teaching them how to harness that and to use it in a competitive nature.
I want to say hello to Jimmy Stout. Jimmy down in Georgia watching. Baker says hello, Coach Eddie. Jason Webb said thanks for calling the JV game last night. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, that was a ball. Yeah. It was an absolute ball. Volunteer probably didn't have an optimum experience on the field, as we were discussing. Yeah. But both teams played really hard. It was a relatively clean game. Very few penalties.
Yeah,
very few penalties. Yeah. And we saw. I saw some advances with Volunteer in their coaching and in their players paying more attention to their routes. Their outside pass routes were really pretty good. Mm-hmm. I mean, they could hit. they could hit that open flat pretty well. So it was a good game on both sides, and just glad to see the competition.
Jack Blevins had a big game. William McDuffie had a big game. C.J. Mathis had a big game. Jackson Price throwing the ball, the quarterback. Again, we don't give enough props. He lit it up pretty good. And, you got the varsity quarterback for Elizabeth and Slagle, 18 touchdowns, 5 touchdown passes last week against the Volunteer senior varsity team. So it was a good night last night. Volunteer, again, didn't score, but, they were out there busting it, and we were calling their kids' names out just like the Cyclone kids' names. They were working just as hard, just didn't have the success that Elizabethton had. So it was a good night. It was a little cool. I feel like the weather's more football weather, isn't it?
Oh, it's definitely more football weather. We were pretty good right up there until the fourth quarter when things got a little bit wet on us. But it's fall. The football's in the air,
sure.
And the Cyclone Nation's drawn to it.
Yep. And so we got a chance to do the PA last night. I think Rick was gone, and so they asked me to do it, and I did it. And I don't think I didn't get fired, but I'll be glad to hand it back over to Jason and to Rick when they get back. And so we'll go back to broadcasting the games next week when the Cyclones play Greenville. We are live here again at the Jewelers Bench. Sherry's going to come back and do it one more time here in a few minutes, or John, or both. And so wrestling right now. So when do you officially be able to get it started?
Okay, our official first day of practice is the last Monday in October.
Okay.
Our first official competition week is the week of Thanksgiving. That Tuesday, I believe that's November 21st, we're hosting West Ridge and Volunteer at Elizabethton High School in a tri-meet. You know that you're popular when your dance card is full.
Mm-hmm.
Our dance card is full. CSSAA allows us 22 dates a year. All 22 are filled. And we could be like other programs I've seen in the past where, we wrestle mediocre teams, we have a decent record, and, our postseason's kind of short, and be happy with it. That's not the Cyclone way. We have matches this year against the reigning state champions, Pigeon Forge. We have a match against the reigning region champions, Greenville. We have matches against Sullivan East, who's always had a powerhouse program. We're also going to have some matches with East Ridge from Virginia. Virginia wrestling very, very strong. So we're going to have some really good, solid competition this year. And before where we may have had a little trepidation about going that route, this year we're going at it full force. What is the worst that can happen? We mess up and beat one of these teams?
Yeah.
That's the worst that can happen.
You're going to learn and grow either way.
Absolutely.
Win or lose, you're going to get better.
Win
That's
or
the name
lose,
of the game.
we are going to get better. We are dominated with freshmen and sophomores this year, which I love. And then next year our 8th graders are we're getting a passel with them coming up. The program is developed and matured to the point where we're getting more kids at more weights coming through the junior high, and Coach Pennell and Coach Clevenger down there do a great job of teaching. So by the time they get to me, I don't have to reteach. By the time they get to me, it's a matter of how we're going to apply these things in different situations.
Mm-hmm.
And also just a couple of days of me straight up yelling at you to get better, it kind of helps. So no, it's a great program. Again, we are just absolutely blessed to have the support that we have from the community and from the high school.
Deuce Morton, who had a birthday on Sunday. We've said happy birthday to him yesterday. We'll do it again today. But, again, this kid won 3 state championships. How many different weight classes?
Deuce was a state champion at 182, 195, and 220. And Deuce, happy birthday. I'm sorry I didn't get to message you that day. I cannot believe that you were 21 years old, because that makes me just horribly old. So thanks a lot. I appreciate that. I do hold the all-time record for saying "Shut up, Deuce." I do. And I wouldn't have had it any other way, buddy. Happy birthday and many blessings, and keep moving forward.
So to win a championship in one weight class is one thing, but to win 3 different years at 3 different weight classes, in fact, he went up each year to do that. So I'm assuming that's a pretty hard thing to do.
Well, it is an unbelievably hard thing to do. And the testament there is that as Deuce got stronger and more confident, he understood that, number one, he didn't have to put himself through a tremendous weight cut in order to stay competitive. And number two, it just didn't matter who showed up. It didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
No.
They were in trouble.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, we take a lot of Deuce's enthusiasm and a lot of Deuce's work ethic into the room with us every day. He's an influence on us to this day, and we hope that it just keeps moving forward.
the video, either the junior or senior year, where he was out there almost toying this guy, and it's like he flipped I don't know whether you said something to him or he just flipped the switch, like, okay, I've had enough. He just pinned the guy's over. So, I don't know, was it the junior year or senior or both years?
That was his junior year, and yeah, I did
it's
say.
Like he mauled the guy.
Yeah, I did say, just finish it up.
Yeah,
let's go.
Let's go.
And he did. You know, that's one of my favorite stories. You know, my second favorite story is he faced a little bit of adversity his senior year. He had just come off the football field, and we were at the Smoky Mountain Duels and facing a really good team from Memphis. That was Father Ryan, not Father Ryan. I can never remember those private schools. But anyway, we were at Smoky Mountain Duels, and Deuce lost to their 220 by 4 points. Was not a happy camper.
Not a happy camper.
Not a happy camper. And not only that, you know, the fans were a little bit jeering of Deuce because they knew his reputation before they came in. So there were some little barbs here and there. Well, you know, what comes around goes around. So we were at Science Hill High School for the Fandetti Brawl, and well, look who shows up in the semifinals.
Christian Brothers.
Yep, thank you. It was Christian Brothers.
Jonathan told me. So.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Yeah.
I'm getting old. I can't remember everything. But, you know, he shows up in the semis, and I have never seen Deuce do what he did. His face went stone cold. I didn't see any kind of expression from him at all. What I saw was him absolutely destroy a competitor.
Yeah.
I mean, he took the kid down so hard that it went through into the scorer's table. And when the Christian Brothers athlete was getting up, you could just see everything drain from his face. And, you know, Deuce didn't smile. Deuce didn't frown. Deuce looked straight ahead and got right back on the mat. Well, by this point, I'm going absolutely crazy because Christian Brothers had a corner. They had all their little people. So I start calling people down. Come on, come on, come on. So we put a big orange wave right behind him and just watched Deuce destroy this guy.
Yeah.
And it's something that I'll never forget, one of my favorite coaching moments ever, and just a testament to the athlete that he is.
Yep. Amy Strickland says, so thankful for Coach Eddie and wrestling and football. So there you go. You got a fan, Amy Strickland.
Love the Stricklands, great kids. Leif Urbach, the defensive tackle that we were commenting on last night, is Amy's son.
He can play.
He's also my 175-pounder if I can get him to quit eating a little bit. But
he's a grown boy, Coach.
He is a grown boy.
Yep.
He's grown a bunch.
He can play football.
But you know, a little known fact about Leif is the only middle school national champion that we've ever had. He won Spring Youth Nationals this past year at 182 pounds.
Wow.
So, you know, before that, we had a couple of Southeast Regional champions back in 1977, and one of them weighed 105 pounds. That would have been me. That was a long time ago. That Morrell kid, you know, about as big as my left leg now. But, you know, it was good to see Leif, you know, get the credit that he deserves in a sport where he works so hard.
Yep. So everybody starts the final Monday in October. Is that correct?
That is correct. Now, we say that's the first official practice because it is. That's what the TSSAA calendar tells us.
Right.
Okay, wrestling stops. It's easier for me to tell you when it stops. It stops when dead period starts, and it starts when dead period stops. You know, it's just like any other program here at Elizabethton. You know, we take our program seriously. We do have work in some form going on every month of the year. Now, we're not going 100%. We're not going with 100% attendance all the time. But there's always somebody in there. There's always somebody working to improve. And that's what separates the Cyclone Nation from everybody else. We never stop improving. We never stop working. You may beat us. You will not outwork us. You will not outlast us. You know, we may make a mistake and you may beat us, but you will not outwork us.
You got me fired up. Where do we find you on social media for the wrestling?
Oh, my goodness, we got more social media, too. We actually have a Cyclone Youth Wrestling Facebook page. We have a Cyclone Wrestlers Facebook page. We're on Instagram. I want to say that we're on Twitter as well as Cyclone Wrestlers. So we're very easy to find. If you have any questions about the program at all, you can address any of those sites, or you can call or text me directly. Be more than happy to answer any questions you have about our program. And, you know, come get involved. Come see what this sport is about. Because, you know, I'm sure that you can attest to this. Once you see it,
you're hooked.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. No question. That and volleyball. I started watching volleyball and started calling it. So we're going to be streaming. We are streaming some wrestling this year, aren't we?
Yes, sir. We are streaming some wrestling this
we're
year.
going to be doing that too. So, and it's, once you come watch it, it's not what you see on TV on Monday Night Raw, whatever it's called. And that's okay. That's what they do. But this is not anything like that. This is two people out on the mat, and it's ain't no place to hide. If you make a mistake, as Coach said, you'll pay for it. So you got to be mentally on top of your game for, was it three 3-minute rounds? Is that right?
Three 2-minute rounds.
Yep, 6 minutes.
Yep.
You say, well, that's not long. Oh, yes. You can expound a lot of energy out there in 6 minutes.
I know 35 kids that would disagree with you wholeheartedly.
Absolutely. So, anyway, it's coming soon. We're going to be promoting it. And not just Elizabeth, but all the wrestling, because I think it's one of those programs that doesn't get the publicity it deserves. It's a great sport.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And it gets more recognition, and it gets recognition from folks that we look up to. You know, when you have other sports telling you how hard you're working, then that makes a difference, because they have to work hard too.
Mm-hmm.
And when they recognize your efforts, then that really makes a difference to your heart and to your soul, and makes you want to keep going forward.
Thanks for coming, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Coach Morrell with Elizabethton Wrestling. We'll take a break. We'll be right back after this, where we're telling you, kids in grade schools here in Elizabethton, get out and read, because readers are winners. Readers are winners. Hi, this is Tom Taylor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. I'm a huge proponent on the importance of reading. I firmly believe it's the key to being successful, being the best reader you can be. And so in partnership with Elizabethton City Schools and the Betsy Book Bus, it's the Readers Are Winners Reading Challenge. At the end of this 9 weeks, the top 50 readers based on minutes read from each of the 3 elementary schools, East Side, Harold McCormick, West Side, will get and win Tom Taylor Sports Show Readers Are Winners t-shirts, plus be featured on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Reading is so important. In fact, Walt Disney said, it is books that are the key to the wide world. If you can't do anything else, read all that you can. Albert Einstein said if you're going to get anywhere in life, you have to read a lot of books. And Margaret Fuller simply said, today a reader, tomorrow a leader. It's the Readers Are Winners Book Challenge on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, Elizabethton City Schools, and the Betsy Book Bus. Here's some folks who also believe in the importance of reading. And we had the opportunity to stop by and read today. Some children, some kids at Westside Elementary here in Elizabethton. Miss Grindstaff's 3rd grade class, we were there, and also saw Miss Mathena's 4th grade class, and encouraged them to read because the contest is going on now. So it's all about reading, and readers are winners. There's no question about that. For you to get anywhere in life, you got to be able to read and read proficiently, and that's what we're promoting to these kids. So readers are winners, no question. We are here live again at the Jeweler's Bench here in Elizabethton, and so Sherry's pulling together. We're going to do tennis bracelets. Yeah, so I like it. A lot of bling. Look at it. She's bringing 2 things of bling. I don't know if we get John in here before it's over with or not. We'll see, but we've definitely got some tennis bracelet. Wow, these things are gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. Right there. So, let me get your microphone. If you want to pop it right there. You want to ratchet, as they say back home. There we go. So now let's get you on the proper screen. That'd be right. Boom. There you are. So, all right. Let's look at these first. We're going to make a commercial. So, wow. These things are absolutely gorgeous. Blows my mind. I'm all about the bling. This one right here, I know what I'm afraid to
Here,
even
you
look.
want me to?
Yeah. No, that's not.
It's not too bad.
No,
I mean,
these are very. Let's hit the button here. You ready? Here we go. We're talking to Sherry Holtzclaw, the owner of the Jeweler's Bench, ready to go. Again, our proud sponsor of the Cyclones and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Tennis bracelets, here we go. Tell us about this one right here, and I'll put it up on the screen. This is a...
So that is a 14 karat.
Yep.
And it is 4 karat worth of diamonds.
Yep. price is
and $6,739.
Oh gosh, look at that! That is gorgeous, and this camera is not even close to doing it justice. So there's one. Let's bring this one out here and talk about this one.
And then price ranges, prices range with the quality of diamonds, amount of diamonds, size of diamonds, and all that.
53 on this one and some change.
Yeah, so that one is white gold, and I'm pretty sure it has some baguettes and round diamonds in it.
Gorgeous.
Yes.
Absolutely gorgeous.
And it's this is also a little over 4 carat.
Yeah, we'll get this. I want to get this big boy off here real quick.
I like this one. This one's a bolo bracelet.
Yeah.
And I like it because you can keep the way that you can adjust it. You can keep all the bling on top of your wrist and show it all instead of it being all the way around. So this one's one of my favorites also.
Understandably so. That would go, retail price on that would be $47.59 right there. So gorgeous.
And I'm trying to remember how many carats. This one's maybe 3. Yeah, 3 carats.
3 carats. All right. That's that. Now let's go to this one over here. And this one, is this the paper clips?
It is. Look at you.
Yeah.
You're getting good at that.
Yes.
And this one's half that price.
So this is half price on this.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be about $1,600 for this right here.
Yep.
Paper clip. Describe this one, please.
So that one's diamonds with yellow gold. And it probably maybe a half carat worth of diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, a half carat.
There you go.
And it's 10 carat yellow gold.
All right. Let's go to this one. We got a couple more we want to show and tell. This one retails for.
So that one's half of that too. So that one would be $999.
Yeah. Tell us about this one, please.
And so that one is 10 carat white gold, and it's kind of like a leaf design. So it's a little bit different, pretty.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll just keep pulling them off here because I'm all about these. These are gorgeous. This is half of that. So it'd be about.
Well, this one's actually price is $3,000. So this one's 2.5 carat, 14 carat yellow and white gold.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 carats worth of diamonds. Kind of got the XO look to it.
Very, very nice. All right, let's go down on that end.
And then this is a rose gold paper clip. And it is 14 carat, half carat of diamonds. And it's $2,379.
Yep. Sells them every day, folks. So, and now's the time to come in here and take a look at these because we're getting close to the holidays. So, and we'll do this last one right here.
That one's a half carat. Kind of like a paper clip, but it's got the oval links on it. And it's half of that price.
Which make it $2,500.
Yep.
There you go. Now reach over there and hand me the watch. I want to show the watch real quick. We're switching gears. Here's the guy's watch. Just got it in.
Yep, and that's a diver's watch. That one has an orange face with blue around it. I can also get these in black and white. So that's $375.
Okay. And then reach over there and get that one little box, the gold box right there.
One?
Yep.
Yep. This is the sterling silver and genuine ruby bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's $119.
So we did $5,000, $6,000. Here's $119. There's a watch for $375. So my point to all this is there's something in here for your budget and for to showcase up there that you've got.
So one more. We'll do these because I like these. These are little baguette sterling silver hoops with diamonds, and they're $109.
$109. So you've seen the gamut from $5,000 or $6,000 down to $109, and there's everything all in between. And so it's your full-service jewelry store here in Elizabethton and Carter County. Hours are open?
We're open Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6, and then come November, Saturdays, 9:30 to 4.
And social media, how do we find you?
Is Facebook and Instagram.
Website?
Is jewelersbench10.com.
If you need to call, the phone number is?
423-542-5600.
Yep. Proud sponsor of the Cyclones, the Tom Taylor Sports Show. The folks right here in Elizabethton, Sherry and John and the kids at the Jeweler's Bench. Here you go. So isn't that good? We did good. So these diamond bracelets are awesome. I mean, I'm telling you.
Beautiful.
And again, showing them like I'm doing here. This camera don't